Cedar Ridge, small town, quiet streets. Everyone knows everyone, or so it seemed. January 11th, 2025 changed everything. A shadow fell over Cedar Ridge, a shadow of tragedy and violence. It started with an argument, the kind that seems insignificant in the grand scheme of things. An argument over an Xbox. But in Cedar Ridge that day, the insignificant became life-altering. This wasn't a story about gangs or drugs. This was about two friends, two boys who grew up together. Their story became a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of emotional control. Cedar Ridge would never be the same. The events of that day would forever be etched in the town's memory, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked anger. Alex Carter and Jordan Mills, best friends since childhood, inseparable. They were a study in contrasts. Alex, the quiet one, introverted. Jordan, the life of the party, always smiling. But their differences were their strength. They balanced each other out. They shared everything. Their love for video games, their dreams for the future. Their bond was unbreakable. Or so everyone thought. Looking back, there were signs. Small cracks in their friendship. Moments of anger, fleeting but present. A darkness lurked beneath Alex's quiet exterior. A darkness that no one, not even Jordan, seemed to notice, until it was too late. It started innocently enough. A typical Friday night. Alex and Jordan holed up in Jordan's basement, playing Xbox. But the competition was fierce, the stakes higher than usual. A new game, bragging rights on the line. The tension was palpable. Then it happened. An argument erupted. Accusations flew. Jordan, caught in the heat of the moment, said something he shouldn't have. He insulted Alex's family. A low blow. Alex snapped. The room went silent, the air thick with tension. In a flash of anger, Alex grabbed a nearby baseball bat. What happened next would haunt Cedar Ridge forever. The trial was a media circus, a spectacle that drew the attention of the entire nation. The small courtroom overflowed with journalists, curious onlookers, and grieving families. Each person there for their own reasons, each face telling a different story. Alex, once a quiet, unassuming boy, was now at the center of a national tragedy, his every move scrutinized by the public eye. He sat silently in the defendant's chair, his face pale, his eyes empty, as if the weight of the world rested on his shoulders. The weight of his actions clearly visible, a heavy burden that seemed to age him beyond his years. The prosecution painted a picture of Alex as a troubled youth, prone to fits of rage, a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. They argued that the attack was premeditated, that Alex intended to harm Jordan, meticulously planning every detail. The defense countered, portraying Alex as a victim of circumstance, driven to the brink by Jordan's relentless taunting, a young man pushed too far. They argued that the attack was a crime of passion, not premeditation, a tragic result of a momentary lapse in judgment. The jury deliberated for days, weighing the evidence, the arguments, and the emotional testimonies. Cedar Ridge held its breath, the entire community anxiously awaiting the outcome, their lives intertwined with the fate of the young man on trial. The verdict, when it finally came, was a shock to everyone, a moment that would be etched in the memories of all who witnessed it, a turning point in the lives of those involved. The tragedy left an indelible mark on Cedar Ridge. The town was divided. Some believed Alex was guilty, a monster who deserved to be punished. Others saw him as a victim, a young man driven to a single terrible act by unbearable provocation. The debate raged on, fueled by grief, anger, and a search for understanding. The families of both boys were shattered. Jordan's parents, consumed by grief, struggled to come to terms with the loss of their son. Alex's parents, racked with guilt and sorrow, faced the daunting task of rebuilding their son's life. The events of that night had ripple effects, touching the lives of everyone in Cedar Ridge. Friendships were tested, families were torn apart. The sense of community, once so strong, was shaken to its core. In the aftermath of the tragedy, many in Cedar Ridge grappled with the same question. Could this have been prevented? The community was left in shock, trying to piece together the events that led to such a devastating outcome. Families gathered, friends consoled each other, and the town hall became a place of mourning and reflection. The answer, many experts argued, lay in emotional intelligence. This concept, though often overlooked, became the focal point of many discussions. Experts from various fields, including psychology, education, and law enforcement, began to emphasize its importance. They believed that understanding and managing emotions could be the key to preventing future tragedies. If Alex had been able to recognize and manage his anger, could he have made a different choice that night? The signs of his frustration were there, but without the tools to handle his emotions, the situation escalated. Simple techniques like deep breathing and mindfulness might have helped him find a moment of clarity. If Jordan had been more attuned to Alex's emotional state, could he have avoided pushing him over the edge? Friends and family often play a crucial role in emotional support. Recognizing the signs of distress in others and knowing how to respond can make a significant difference. Jordan's awareness and intervention could have potentially changed the course of events. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions and those of others, emerged as a critical factor in preventing such tragedies. Group therapy sessions, journaling, and open discussions in classrooms became essential tools. These practices encouraged individuals to express their feelings and learn coping mechanisms. Schools, community centers, and even law enforcement agencies began incorporating emotional intelligence training into their programs, hoping to equip young people with the skills they needed to navigate conflict constructively. Workshops and training sessions were organized, focusing on empathy, self-awareness, and effective communication. The goal was to create a more emotionally resilient community. The tragedy in Cedar Ridge served as a stark reminder that emotional intelligence wasn't just a soft skill, but a crucial life skill. The community rallied together, holding vigils and memorials, not just to mourn the loss, but to raise awareness about the importance of emotional intelligence. They hoped that by fostering these skills, they could prevent future tragedies and build a stronger, more compassionate community. The tragedy in Cedar Ridge sparked a nationwide conversation about youth violence, anger management, and the role of emotional intelligence in conflict resolution. Schools across the country reviewed their anti-bullying policies, implemented conflict resolution programs, and provided teachers with training on recognizing and addressing emotional distress in students. Parents, educators, and community leaders worked together to create safe spaces for young people to talk about their feelings, develop healthy coping mechanisms, and learn how to navigate disagreements without resorting to violence. The tragedy in Cedar Ridge, while heartbreaking, became a catalyst for positive change, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is hope for a brighter future. 5 years have passed since the tragedy that shook Cedar Ridge to its core. The town still bears the scars of that fateful night, but it is also a town transformed. A memorial park now stands where Jordan's house once stood, a place for quiet reflection and remembrance. The community center, once a hub for youth activities, has been renamed the Jordan Mills Center for Peace and Understanding. It now offers a range of programs focused on conflict resolution, emotional intelligence training, and violence prevention. The legacy of the Xbox tragedy lives on in the hearts of Cedar Ridge residents, a constant reminder of the importance of empathy, compassion, and the power of forgiveness. The tragedy in Cedar Ridge serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked anger. It was a day that changed the lives of everyone in this close-knit community forever. The pain and sorrow that followed were palpable, a heavy cloud that seemed impossible to lift. And the importance of emotional intelligence. It is a story of loss, of families torn apart and dreams shattered. But it is also a story of resilience, of a community that refused to be defined by its darkest hour, but also a story of hope, a story of a community coming together to heal, to learn, and to grow stronger. In the face of unimaginable grief, the people of Cedar Ridge found solace in each other, in shared memories, and in the collective will to rebuild, and to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The legacy of Alex and Jordan lives on, not just in the physical memorials erected in their honor, but in the hearts and minds of those who knew them. Their story has become a catalyst for change, inspiring initiatives focused on mental health and conflict resolution, not just in Cedar Ridge, but in communities far and wide. Their legacy is a testament to the power of human connection and the enduring strength of the human spirit. But in the hearts of everyone who has been touched by their story, it is a story that challenges us to look within ourselves, to confront our own emotions, and to seek understanding and compassion in our interactions with others, to examine our own capacity for anger and forgiveness, and to recognize the importance of empathy in our daily lives. It is a call to action, urging us to foster environments where open communication and emotional support are prioritized, and to strive to create a world where violence is never the answer. A world where young people are equipped with the emotional intelligence they need to navigate conflict constructively, where they are taught to value dialogue over discord, and where they learn that strength lies in understanding, not in aggression, and build a brighter future together. The story of Cedar Ridge is a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest times there is light to be found in unity, compassion, and the unwavering human spirit.